Coach, we have a problem. And that problem's name is Kaneda. Y'all, this episode 21 of Ao Ashi, it just proves why I love watching sports in general. Both as a former athlete myself in my youth, and then also now being a parent to multiple child athletes. I just love just the unexpected moments, the crazy moves, all the above. Because this episode, and we knew from previous episodes, when Ashito and crew went to go kind of scout out the other team a few episodes ago, of like, okay, we saw that Kaneda was a potential problem. But seeing him in action against our boys, against Esperion, it I don't know. Sorry, I'm at a loss for words. Episodes like this sometimes makes me wish that I did reaction videos, just because like my jaw was just dropped at what he did. But this whole episode, this show just does such a good job of capturing what it's like, from all the small moments of, from, the highs where you're super confident, to where you're intimidated by another team, or another player on a team or whatever. Because this moment here, where a player knows that they messed up, and they're like, all right, coach, I'm going to lock down the problem player. And so you have that confidence. And so, yeah, you might get a little move, and yeah, okay, okay, he stole the ball. So it's like, okay, cool, you did something nice. But if you've been watching sports for a long time, or if you played sports at a very high level, then it's not always that simple. You can't always go by what's on paper. And kind of to prove that multiple times this episode, because this moment here where he just caught back up, tripped him up, and no hesitation got back on the ball, and yeah, just he is just immediately causing problems. But there's a particular scene where they think that they have Kaneda blocked and everything, that okay, we got him cornered on the sideline, there's no way he's going to be able to make any type of moves or anything. That moments like that is when star athletes truly shine. So the ball is freaking about to go out, you're like, there's no way he can make a move. But Kaneda is like, no, until it's out of bounds, there's a chance. And that whole little move there, where he just like snaked around right on the freaking sideline, got a really good shot. And this is where you can't give up just because somebody takes a shot at a goal or whatever. And okay, he missed it, until you have the ball secured. Because great teams have great athletes. And it's moments like this where the best of the best truly shine through. And so, sorry, just every time I see freaking Kaneda's face just weaseling through. But once again, when he did this freaking, I don't even know how the body's anatomy works that way, but another crazy move that came to mind for those of y'all, my Akashi or my Kuriko fans, y'all might remember this famous move from our boy Akashi, the elbow pass. That is like a move that came to mind of oh, okay, we got him cornered or whatever. How are you gonna get out of this? And this is where you get some of the best highlights in sports. But I already knew a while back that, like, hey, when this season is over, I'll be watching or I'll be reading the manga. And this whole episode from top to the very end was another case of like, all right, as soon as the anime is over, your boy is jumping over and reading the manga just because it's like, I need to know how this stuff further develops. And I have a feeling that this isn't going to be a one and done situation with Kaneda. I'm pretty sure he's going to come back later on in the series at some point to and continue to be a thorn in their side. But another thing about this episode too was, you know, them pointing out the coach of the other team of like how pretty much they have all the key pieces that Esperion doesn't have right now. They have a playmaker, they have basically a key striker, which is kind of the, and they have that chemistry, or whatever. Because just watching the way that they were able to make those adjustments of like, okay, all right, they thought that they think that they found a way to beat our high press. All right, and the playmaker, that's when he was going around, and how they used the free kick as a time to like, you know what, we don't really care about the free kick, but we're going to use this time that we have to communicate with each other and to make adjustments. And like I said, I love stuff like that because I've been on both sides of this equation. I have played against some very awesome players to where it is just like, man, how are we going to get past this? But, you know, I've also been fortunate enough as well as a parent to be the dad of an athlete who, like Kaneda, causes problems for the other team because my oldest son, he plays basketball. Just went to seventh grade, so he's just entering middle school. But uh, back when he first started playing many years ago, or whatever, you know, he was very clumsy, uncoordinated, and stuff like that. And so now other coaches or other people from other teams that are watching him play now, or whatever, they're like, yo, I remember, you know, when he was younger and he was like tripping all the time, couldn't stay on his feet, whatever. And now being in the crowd and hearing people talking and being like, yo, who is that kid? Or, you know, do you know anything about him? Like, yeah, that's my son. That's how I felt like watching Canada, because even you know, the Esperion coach is talking about how, you know, even for them, just in the year's time of when Canada was at the tryouts and the growth that he's had in that 1 year, yeah, that's just the reason why I love sports, and like saying why I love watching this show. Just because, like I said, it just brings out all those moments so well, and it just truly highlights um, what it's like, you know, to be an athlete, to be a fan of sports, of just, you know, while yes, on paper you might feel like one team should be better than the other, but those are the times where the underdogs or the unexpected moments seem to shine through the best, because it's like, yo, there's no way, like I said, on paper that this team should have beaten this team, but things can change in a heartbeat. Um, Players can awaken overnight, because I remember one time my daughter, my youngest of my twin daughters, uh, she was struggling for the longest time, you know, to like score and make goals and stuff, and literally nothing much had changed from, you know, in practices or whatever, but literally it was like she went from like never really scoring any goals. You know, maybe she got some steals or whatever on defense, but then it's like one day just playing, watching the game, and she freaking scored like 10 points, and it was like, whoa, okay, the beast woke up and stuff. So, but I'm excited to see how this game changes Ashito and crew, and to see, like, you know, them awaken and things like that. So, but like I said, like that whole sequence with Kaneda just like swinging his foot around and and getting the ball on the sideline, it is just it's just so freaking good. And like I said, I can just watch this scene a freaking million times. But and like I said, and the motion too from the teammate that dove in from the head. But I don't know why, but I don't know if it's like the same animator or whatever. But like I feel like it reminded me of it. I don't know if it was maybe like a scene of like Odin lunging in One Piece or something, but just like that dive in for the headbutt or whatever. Something about like the way that looked and that was animated. It just looked so freaking familiar, but it was just done so well and stuff. So, but yeah, and like I said, it just makes me that much more excited to hopefully I know I've talked about it before my podcast and stuff of like, you know, watching this show. uh, it has me wanting to put my son Vash in soccer as well. And one of my daughters was talking about she wants to try out soccer too now that she's in middle school. Middle school, so I'm like, hey, go for it or whatever. I am all for it. But that's gonna do it for me today. Like I said, I didn't want to just drag this on too long, but like I said, it was just such a exciting episode. I just had to just talk about it for a little bit. But as always, thank you so much for dropping by. And I'm excited for next week and to see how this season wraps up. So as always, y'all take care. I'll catch you on the next one. Make sure to subscribe. Peace.